Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess in the paddy wagon.
Playing on her phone for the last 5 minutes.
Yes,
Okay.
I was playing on my phone. No. Anyway, I was helping make someone's life much better than it was before I saw their question. Okay. And tonight I am drinking out of my beautiful new mug. See, isn't that lovely? Look at those mountains. These are mountains from Victoria, BC, actually, Vancouver Island up in Canada. And my yoga teacher made this and sent it to me.
Yay, team.
I know.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Danny, if you're still there. You were on an hour ago.
And Johnny. What am I saying? Joe. Oh. And Renee.
And
Bigfoot Anon. What is your name? I should know. Wait, that's Connor.
Connor.
Hi, Connor. It has been a long day. You know those days where you get up and you just like, you're doing everything and you're doing nothing and it's just a long day. So anyway,
today we are going to be talking about
don't tell them.
I'm not going to tell you. No, it's the biggest question,
the most frequent question
we got at our convention we were at last weekend. And now we're at Sportsmens Show. So we just finished our second one. We got 2 more to go.
And these are not Bigfoot shows.
These are sportsmen, outdoorsmen, people who are going there to buy guns and boats and fishing tackle
and really, really cute hats.
Yeah. And outdoor stuff, all that. So we're kind of an anomaly there to be in the Bigfoot world.
It's kind of funny because people come into the booth and they're just going, what is this? They have that really confused look on their face.
Yeah,
like they don't know what to do with this.
Yeah. So we should get into our intro.
We should play it again.
There we go.
None of you saw that.
All right. So that's a hint of what we are talking about tonight.
Cheeky parrots. Has anyone seen the parrot version of that?
There's a parrot version of that. It's awesome.
I could totally imitate it for you. He won't let me.
Yeah, it's too loud. Hurts my ears.
So
if you haven't guessed it, the biggest question we've got over this last weekend was where are the Bigfoot bodies? So if this thing was real, we would have bodies everywhere, right? So
don't get distracted.
I am not. So let's get into this.
Let's dive right into
this. Okay, so I get this question a lot, and it's part of a speech that when I do my Bigfoot talks at Bigfoot festivals and other things when I'm on stage, this is one of the things I cover in my speech, which I think Donna's seen it in Maine, but I've updated it since then. So it's always changing because I learn stuff.
And because his PowerPoints bore him.
Yeah, and I need new PowerPoint. So let's get into the PowerPoint. Here we go.
All right.
Yay. So
Dr. Sarge, that can be your name.
Dr. Sarge. So
there he goes.
So over the years, you get a lot of Bigfoot bodies, photos of, but
Bigfoot bodies, photos of? What are you, Yoda now?
I am.
Yoda, you are?
Many Bigfoot things I will teach you. Yes. Anyway, so no, there's
it's been a long day.
Yeah. So, I forgot to upload that photo. Anyway, so
whoopsie
doodle. So I have to say that 100% of Bigfoot bodies that we have investigated have been fakes. Sorry to say that. And yes, Donna, you guessed it. One of the biggest Bigfoot fakers is this guy.
We're not going to say his name.
I'm not even going to say his name, but
if someone would like to type it in there in the weird ways that people won't realize that it's his name, someone does that every week.
Yeah, somebody does it every week. But there's 2 times, and it's like, fool me once, my gosh, dude, but fool me twice, no. No. But he did a thing where he said he had a Bigfoot body in a freezer, and it made national news, and some big name Bigfooter people showed up to run the test and verify it, and saying they were all on his side, yay. And then they found out it was a rubber suit that he froze in a freezer full of water. And then a few years later, he swore he had a Bigfoot body, and then he put it in a trailer and hauled it around and charged people to go see the Bigfoot body. But that was also fake. So he didn't last long. So with that said, as far as I know, there's been no Bigfoot bodies found. So let me tell you why I think, and like I said, this is my theory, and you can take it with a grain of salt, but it's my educated guess. Let's put it that way. So number 1 is decomposition. Number 1, decomposition. Now, before I go on to the next slide, I want you folks, if there's any children in the room, or if you're in the least bit squeamish, you might want to look away until I say you can look back. But we actually, I was part of a TV show thing a few years ago, and they actually did a demo of it. And then I found another one who did it. But what this is they took a dead deer and they staked it down, and they put a time-lapse camera on it. And Hannah's going to go, ew. But so here it comes. If you're squeamish, look away. But you're going to see how many days it takes to completely,
for nature to reclaim her own,
reclaim a deer. So here we go. Day 1 and 2, you get bloating. That's from maggots. Now you'll see the head jerk a few times here. That's because they were vultures coming in and picking at the body. But there was, time lapse. You couldn't see it so fast. But
wow.
Day 5, that's what you got left. That's 5 days. But you can say, but Scott, there's some skeletal stuff still left there. Well, I'm going to say, yes, you're completely right. There is skeletal stuff there.
So porcupines haven't gotten to it yet.
Mm-hmm. So, what did Hannah say? So here you go. After the maggots are all done, dogs eat bones, right? Well, up here in the Northwest, we have, where I'm at now, we're not always in the Northwest, but where we're at now, there is a scary amount of wolves in the woods these days. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're having a big problem with them here.
But there are coyotes.
There's coyotes.
There are dogs. Just plain old dogs.
Yeah. And
would you put it past our Daisy to pick up a random deer bone and just go to town?
A lot of people don't know this. Porcupines eat bones. That's one of their major dietary things. They love bones. I think they get into the marrow and get the nutrition, the protein from that, but they also get all the calcium they need for those little sticky things on their backside.
Quills, you mean?
Yeah.
Quills.
Yeah, the sticky things on their backside.
Quills.
Because I've been poked. My dog has been poked when I was a kid. So
ouch.
It hurts.
Well, they're bones, aren't they?
Yeah, when a kid, we used to have porcupine races.
It's dumb.
You take a porcupine and you sweep it with a broom and try to get it down we did it at the rodeo. Anyway.
They can shoot their quills at you.
They can't. That's a myth. But anyway.
Oh, no.
But
that's still dumb.
Did you see the one photo I haven't talked about yet?
The deer eating the bones.
Deer eating bones.
They're
a lot
cannibals.
Of people don't. Yeah. Deer are a little more carnivorous than most people think. There was a trail camera caught a few years ago of this bird sitting on a limb and a deer just munched it. And then there's this trail camera photo. They caught deer eating bones off a skeleton because they were trying to catch, bears or whatever, But lo and behold, what came in and ate the bones? Deer.
It's Bambi. Mother!
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
So that takes care of a lot of the bones. Now, I got to say,
that's right, Cannibal
Bambi. But there's
that's the story that Disney didn't tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. And then the second thing is something I learned, as an anthropologist. I've been on lots of archaeological digs, right? All over the world. So let's talk about forest loam. That's a fancy word for.
That's a lovely word, loam.
Yeah, that's a fancy word for.
That's what we call mulch.
Yeah, that's the stuff that falls on the ground, basically, right? So if you look at some of the archaeological stuff I've been on and whatnot, 10 centimeters is about, I don't know how far.
That's about 3 inches.
3 inches, that's right. I was trying to convert it in my brain. So, because in the archaeological world, we always use the metric system because it's more cool.
It's more universal.
More universal. So anyway.
More universal.
So at any given time, there's like 10 centimeters of this forest loam still mulching. So it gets 3 inches a year. If you think about that.
And to put this in perspective, those of you who've been in the Pacific Northwest, think about how much we don't like 3 inches of snow. We can tell you already how deep 3 inches of snow is, and we don't like stepping in that.
But
so
3 inches of leaves and pine needles and poop and dead bug bodies.
That's a lot.
All that stuff. That's a lot. So
it's deeper than 3 inches sounds.
So it doesn't take long to cover stuff up. 1 year and it's gone for sure. But we saw 5 days, the body's gone. Probably another week after that, you've got the bones are gone. And then by the end of the year, there's nothing there.
And out of a population of roughly 20,000 on this continent.
We're getting there.
Oh.
She's stealing my thunder.
That's my job.
And another thing up here in the Pacific Northwest, this is actually where we're at right now, believe it or not.
We're actually in super squatchy country right now.
Yeah. This is what the country looks up like, at least up here where we're at. And this is part of the Cascades right here. I don't know how many waterfalls are around us here.
Well,
in the Cascade, in Multnomah.
Like Multnomah, there's like 170 something in that whole. If anyone knows, Multnomah Falls has that whole waterfall tour. If anyone knows how many waterfalls are in there, it's like 170 something, and it's enough to give it. There are enough waterfalls to increase the humidity to the point that whole area has been. It's scientifically
a rainforest.
It's a rainforest. Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the words because it's been a long day.
Yeah. So we're basically in a rainforest, and if anybody knows anything about digging up bones and doing archaeological stuff, especially like paleontologists and the what is dinosaur?
Paleontologists.
Oh, was that right?
That
yeah,
was the
paleo
word.
area.
It really has been.
Yeah, it's really been a long day. But so paleontologists and archaeologists.
Their favorite place to dig is in a rainforest.
Yeah, no. Their favorite place to dig is in the desert. Know why? Because the desert preserves bones.
Yeah.
Moisture
rots them away. And
where we're at, like she just explained to you, this is a friggin' rainforest. It is wet all the time.
We all know that Bigfoot's favorite place to be is the desert.
Yeah. No.
It was really cool. I have to say, speaking of that, when we were at these shows, I love it when the kids come talk to me because they want to know where all the Bigfoot are seen. And I'll take them over to our little map that has the sighting dots on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, hey, there are no Bigfoots here in the middle of the country. It's like, because there are no forests there.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So there's that. And then, so number 3, location, location, location. Now, this is going to get kind of long and boring. So do we need to do a commercial first?
Yes, let's do a commercial so I don't fall asleep.
Okay. So we have to pay the bills. Be right back.
Hey, honey, are you at all worried about the future?
A little bit.
A little bit? Well, I don't blame you. It's a little crazy out there.
It's a fact. The best time to prepare for bad times is during good times. When you know a big storm is coming, you prepare in advance. Same goes for our future. Things seem calm right now, so it's the perfect time to prepare for the next big crisis or disaster. That's why you should stock up on emergency food from My Patriot Supply. They are America's largest preparedness company with millions of happy, well-prepared customers. Their food kits stay fresh for up to 25 years. They're an insurance policy you can eat. When you need it, it'll be there. Shop dozens of food storage kits now. Click on our affiliate link below. Their kits give you an abundance of food, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. Every family member in America needs one of these kits.
You can't go wrong. Click on our affiliate link below to shop and save and get prepared for whatever comes today.
Speaking of that,
What?
yesterday we got our new My Patriot Supply, our latest shipment, and I had a wild hair idea to bake some oatmeal cookies, and I made oatmeal cookies with freeze-dried blueberries in them. And how were they?
Weren't bad.
Yeah,
Weren't bad. Gluten-free. Anyway, so to get back into this,
location.
So we're going to talk a little bit about, you're going to find out a little bit about me, my hometown. This is my hometown. This is the Willow-Whitman National Forest. It's all around Baker City, LeGrand,
Somerville, Ambler, Elgin,
yeah,
Wallowa, basically northeastern Oregon is that.
Yeah, so if you can see here, it's up on this mountain, there's a little town called Baker City right down there. That's where my mom lives right now. But anyway, the Willow-Whitman National Forest encompasses 2.4 million acres of public land in the northeastern Oregon and western Idaho.
It goes all the way from LeGrand up through Joseph and into Riggins and Clarkston, Washington. So northeastern Oregon and
northwestern and northwestern Idaho and northeastern Washington.
I was getting there.
Washington.
That's
like I said, Washington. Anyway,
I married me a hillbilly.
So, yeah. Anyway, one of my best friends is the anthropologist for the Willow-Whitman National Forest Service Ranger District, blah, blah, blah.
Out of Baker.
And I sit down with her and the biologist from there, and I asked them how many animals were in the woods. So they told me in that 2.4 million acres, there's 10,000 deer. There's 8,000 elk. There's 800 bears. Now, I see deer and elk all the time. I see a bear. I probably see a bear about every other year or so.
Unless you go out hunting and then you don't see any.
Yeah, unless I'm hunting bear and I never see them. But when I'm not hunting bear, I see a bear every other year or so in the woods. They said there's 200 cougars. And to be honest with you, I've never seen a cougar in those woods. I'm sure there's people who have, but I'm not one of them. And I spent a lot of time in the woods, so I have never seen one. I'm sure one's probably seen me, but I have never seen one in the woods. And So if we do the math, you ready for math, honey?
No, I hate math.
And that 2.4 million acres, if you got 10,000 deers, if you take 10,000 divided by 2.4 million times 100, you have a 0.42%. That's not 1%. You have a 0.42% chance of being at any given time being in the same acre as a deer.
An acre's pretty big.
An acre is pretty big. So you have a point, you almost have barely a 0.5% chance at any given time in that forest to be in the same acre as a deer. Elk, you have a 0.33% chance of being in the same acre as an elk. A bear, you have a 0.03% chance at any given time being in the same acre as a bear.
So remember that next time you go bear hunting.
You have a 0.01% chance at any given time of being in the same acre as a cougar. And now, if I'm just throwing a wild guess out there, if there's 20 Bigfoot in the Blue Mountains. Now, this is where the Freeman film was taken, by the way, in case you didn't know that. We're in the same mountains, the exact same place. If there's 20 Bigfoot in that area, you have a 0.008% chance of being in the same acre as a Bigfoot.
Now, I'm just going to throw a tiny little monkey wrench into this.
Okay.
It's probably not much of a monkey wrench, but let's just say this is talking about mobile creatures. They're moving around. All right. So if we were to double your odds or double your possibilities of seeing one because it's laying dead on the ground, that would be what? A 0.016% chance of seeing a Bigfoot, a dead one. So even seeing a dead one, you've got, 0.01% chance. Or let's rather 1.16 would be like, let's just round it up to 0.02. So you've got 0.02 of a chance of seeing a dead Bigfoot.
Yep. So let's put this into perspective to all this. This is the valley I grew up in. In fact, is Renee on?
Yeah, she is. She went to a basketball game.
Okay.
She was on and then she was gone.
All right.
She'll be watching this later.
I want her to watch this later because we're going to be talking about our hometown. This is the Grand Ronde Valley in Oregon. You're kind of looking at a city called La Grande right there. Up the valley this direction is my hometown where I grew up. This is my hometown. I'm not kidding. This is the entire town.
Hey, I got a good ice cream cone there once.
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding. This is the town. This one building is the entire town. It's a gas station, grocery store, post office.
And that's where you'd cruise the Ave.
Yeah, and bar. All four of those in one building. This is it. It's called the Somerville Store in Somerville, Oregon. And I didn't live in this metropolis. I lived 5 miles out of town on a farm. So this is how many people are in this area to give you a little idea. And trust me, Renee will know this store by heart because actually her house was about 100 yards behind Hannah on the store there. That's kind of it.
Get back to the point.
The point is, this is the Grand Ronde River that runs through that valley. This is some rugged terrain. I was going to say rugged AF.
Rugged AF terrain.
Yeah. It is tough to navigate this.
How many hunters go all the way up to the top.
Yeah,
there.
see, that's the deal. A lot of guys say, well, I've hunted my whole life. Or we logged. Or I've been a logger, I've been in the woods my whole life. I've been a hunter, I hunt all the time. I'm all over the place in the woods, but you are not all over the place in the woods. You are off game trails. You are off logging roads. You're not here. You're not, I might say, here. If a Bigfoot died right there, what is the chance of you being there to see that body within the first 5 days before it's gone, or the first 10 days before the bones are gone?
And it's all covered up with loam anyway.
And it's all covered up with loam anyway by the end of the year.
And hunting season.
Mm-hmm.
Hunting season, based on our understanding of how they move, by the time hunting season has, I mean, they're still pretty high up during hunting season because the snow hasn't fallen.
Right.
And they tend to come down, right?
Yep.
I might be talking out my backside. But anyway, the point is that
nobody hunts those ridges. Bigfoot goes up and down those ridges.
yes.
Yeah. That's the thing.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Wasn't working.
So it's a matter of odds, I meant. So, and Bigfoot travel. Well, like I was saying, this is where people hunt. They put their game cams up on game trails like this, and this is where they hunt. But where we've found Bigfoot stuff is we get tracks down by ponds like this or little creeks. This is part of the Blue Mountains. I mean, this is behind Baker City where I grew up. This is actually a lake sometimes, and sometimes it's not. But this is way the heck up there, and Bigfoot travels along the ridges. So, this is my point.
Do you have a number 6?
A number 6? No, I don't think so.
I have a number 6.
Wait. So, this is the country. I want to say that this is the country that I got my picture at. Was right, in fact, right here. See those? That's why they call them the Blue Mountains, by the way, because they're blue. But where I got my Bigfoot, the photo of my Bigfoot was up. Let's see, where's Baker's? Over here. So let's see, Pocahontas Road goes out there, and it goes out here,
So
and
it's
then
like up there.
it's right there.
And it was in a spot that normally you wouldn't have seen when they were pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
Again, juvenile squirreling around.
Yep.
Let me know when you're ready for number 6.
So, well, I got one other thing. So if there are 20 Bigfoots in that mountain range, what's the chance? We were talking about what's the chance of being in the same place at the same time, blah, blah, blah. And so another thing you think about is, are these things intelligent?
Oh, my number 6 would work out really well here.
Okay.
After your intelligence bit.
After my intelligence bit. So if these things are intelligent, which I believe they are, intelligent enough to avoid us, what's our chances?
You ready for number 6?
I am. Well, this is the chances. The chances of being in the same place within the first 5 days after a Bigfoot dies in this area.
That's a lot of zeros.
It's 0.17 chance of being in the same acre within the first 5 days after Bigfoot dies. In other words, a 1 in 12 million chance of seeing a Bigfoot every time you step into a new acre of the forest.
Are you ready for number 6?
Number 6.
So number 6, something that is probably going to offend a lot of people.
Oh, no.
All right. So All right. So for a special prize, I don't know what that will be, but for a special prize, what is the most situationally not aware creature on the planet?
Hannah.
You don't get a prize. You are sleeping with the dog. Oh wait, you sleep with the dog every night. No. In addition to all of this, how situationally aware are most human beings?
Not too.
So it's like that scene from Harry, that last cut scene in Harry and the Hendersons, where you're looking dead on, and all of a sudden, 20 Bigfoot step out that you did not see. Right?
Like the end of the Harry and Henderson
I
movie.
just said that.
Okay, yeah.
So
I wasn't situationally aware of what she was saying.
you're gonna.
I'm this close.
I'm gonna swap out your coffee for decaf tomorrow.
I know.
But my point is saying you could be standing right on top of a corpse and not know it, because we aren't trained to notice differences.
Mm-hmm.
We blunder through life and blunder through, even really good hunters. We're kind of blundering and bumbling through the woods most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what to look for. We don't know how to be aware. So add that to all this, and you've just dropped your chances of seeing anything even more.
Oh, we're back.
Boy, I tell you what, gotta apologize if you're having weird things going on. We are in crap for Internetville.
Yeah.
Right now.
Have you ever wondered how Bigfoot research pays for itself? I'll bet it's all those government grants that the POTUS is giving out to Bigfoot researchers, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
Yeah. No,
No.
Bigfoot research doesn't pay for itself, but with your help, it can continue to go forward. And here are some ways that you can support Squatch America directly.
Number one, YouTube. You're on our YouTube channel right now. And it helps us, it really does, if you like, subscribe, and comment and share our videos. If you can do all four of those things, it takes 2 seconds. You can even go back and watch our videos, put them on the background. Just let them run on your phone in the other room. It doesn't matter. Hit one of the playlists. And that actually helps us a lot. You'd be surprised.
And you don't have to comment just once.
No, you can comment several times.
Yes.
And secondly, you can join our page now. There's a button right below that you can click, and it says join the content, and you will get exclusive content from us that we do when we're traveling.
Another way that you can support us is by going to patreon.com/Squatch America, and you can join either one of our membership tiers, either the Squatch Americans or the Inner Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Inner Circle sounds like a government secret society.
It is.
Oh. Anyway, the biggest feature of having a membership on Patreon is that we have monthly live face-to-face Zoom chats with our membership. So
First Friday of every month,
generally speaking,
generally speaking.
sometimes if a holiday interferes, well, we like our holidays too, but those are the biggest things. And also Patreons specifically get a sneak peek of all of the new research that is coming our way. And the final way that you can support us financially is to go to buymeacoffee.com, and you can make a one-time donation, $5, to make sure that we stay in the habit that we have developed over the years of drinking coffee.
Yeah, because squatching late at night, you got to be alert.
You do. So, from YouTube support to Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, those are the three ways that you can use your pocket change to make sure that Bigfoot research keeps moving forward. So,
And we greatly appreciate it and love
do.
every one of you.
and anyone who buys us a coffee, we will drink in your honor.
All right.
Speaking of coffee buying, we got to meet up with one of our people who have bought us a coffee and one of our Patreons today. Hello.
Yes.
Where did you go?
I was going to put up the photo, but you didn't let me.
Yes. What? Do we have a photo?
And that's what I was trying to get to.
I did let you. Anyway, while he's looking desperately for the photo, we got to meet with Squatch American Terry Stevens here in Josephine County, Oregon today.
Yeah, you see him in the chat as Terrell, right?
Terrell, Terrell.
Uh-huh.
And you don't even know where you put that photo.
Yes, I do.
Anyway, we met him in a great little town. If we ever decide to officially move back to Oregon, I think we're going to move to this little town, Cave Junction, which is the squatchiest community I've ever been to outside of perhaps Skamania, Washington. Have you found it yet?
Not yet.
Oh, he doesn't know where the pictures are. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we met for lunch. We had a great time. Shall I just bring them up on my phone and show them?
No.
Oh, there we go.
We go. It's uploading.
It's uploading.
Boom.
All right.
Got
So
it.
here's a picture of us with
With Terry.
Terry. Yay. Anyway, we spent like almost 2 hours sitting around the table having lunch, talking Squatch. He's got some great experiences behind him.
Yeah.
So just remember, if we come to your area, let us know. You know, when we announce that we're coming to your area, let us know, because we will love to meet. We would love to meet up with you. Michelle Brothers has been a newer audience member, and she's going to be in Anderson, California.
We're going to
And
meet up
so,
with her
yep.
there. So
I have to get my Squatcher Popper recipe done
There you
and developed,
go.
because she said she would test them. Anyway, there were a couple theories on here. Would you like to address them?
Okay, sure. Oh, Terry's on.
Terry's on. Hey, Terry. All right, so we'll get to that. So a couple people have suggested that they may bury their dead.
Yeah, and that is a complete possibility. We know that some of the earlier hominids did bury their dead. We know humans from like early in time, us Homo sapiens, have buried their dead for a long time. But we also know that Neanderthal man did, and there was one of their Homo erectus. They think there's some theories that they buried their dead, but they're kind of older. But we have found some interesting finds like throughout history, like especially with just like early Americans, the Native Americans. We're talking paleo times, Americans. We've found some interesting things on archaeological digs, like with two skulls buried with a crystal between them facing each other. And
I love the stories. I can write in my head about that. Oh, yes.
Stuff like that. And, so that was, at least 10,000 years ago. So if you're thinking about human history burying their dead, and if you take my tinfoil hat theory that these are another species of human that just haven't been discovered yet, like relic hominid, which is two tinfoil hat theory. It's kind of, there's some science there, but
completely lost track of what you're saying.
No, I'm not. They're possibly buried their dead too, if they saw us doing it at the same time.
So here's a question, because Donna brought up something right now about them covering the bodies with environmental debris. When we suggest that Bigfoot might bury their dead, are we talking about digging 6-foot pits, or are we talking about pretty much just putting stuff over them?
I'm thinking putting stuff over them.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was thinking, because they might be tool using, but last I checked, they weren't going down to Tractor Supply and buying a shovel.
No. And they're not making arrowheads. So
They're not making arrowheads. So they might be able to use a flat rock to scrape out a shallow grave, but I was thinking more they would probably find a ravine, push it down the ravine and dump stuff over it.
or bury them in rocks and caves. That's
In
another
rocks and
theory
caves,
too.
okay. Well, and humans did that for a long time. So okay. And then another one, if we're into the woo-woo, and as woo-woo as I can be,
where did we see that?
That was up. I saw it before. You just passed it. Oh my gosh. You just go blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Another theory, if you believe in the woo-woo, they enter a portal to die.
Where'd you see that?
Right there in front of your nose.
You can click that and it puts it up. Look, we got technology. Yay. Another theory, if you believe in the woo-woo, when they die. I've heard that one. Yes, I have. That one's been around since at least the 60s, I think. If I remember the first time I saw a documentary with somebody in the 60s talking about that. Portals and trees and things like that.
I think they're as likely to go in a portal to die as we are. And I am way more woo-woo than you are.
Yeah. So
because, woo-woo or no woo-woo, they have corporeal bodies. So, all right. New comments. Oh, Renee's back. Yay, Renee. We featured the metropolitan downtown of Somerville.
Yes, we did.
Right.
I just lost it. I was going to go back to it, but I just...
That's okay. We had a question from someone. I think it was World Bigfoot Radio. When are we coming? No, Flat Rock Boogers. When are we coming south towards Alabama? We were just bragging on Alabama last night.
We were. We were actually in Alabama last year. We are going to... Are we going through Alabama to get to... No, we're not.
Sadly, we cannot go to every state every year.
I know.
There are too many. There's
lots of them. But I'm trying to think. We are going to be in Tennessee in
August.
We might have some time before that. We're actually going to go down and hang out with Squatch and Cowboy before that in June.
If we do make it to Alabama, would you please tell us where the dry counties are not?
Yeah, we got stuck in a dry county last time. No, but anyway, so not that we drink a lot.
We don't drink a lot, but we do like it when we like it. So
maybe we can check out sometime in July. We can head that way.
I know. I've got a great new idea up here for Squatcher Poppers, Joe. I thought I would work on it this week, but this week has been taken up by other things. So we'll have to see. But oh, good. I'm so glad you're going to see us in Tennessee. No, I loved going to Alabama. Last year we visited the Ave Maria Grotto in Cullen, and I would go back there in a happy heartbeat.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
It was in a dry county, which is probably why they developed such wonderful coffee, because they can't brew anything.
Yeah, there we go.
Monks, known for their skills at ale making, and it's being a dry county, they just transferred that knowledge to coffee.
Yeah.
So Lockbeard says, we'll just throw it up there.
Yeah,
okay.
Read them.
All right. I think they may, having observed us digging up bones and being smart enough to know bones reveal their presence, and having a strong culture geared towards staying undetected by us because they have observed us killing everything for hundreds of thousands of years, always grind the bones of their dead to a powder and dispose of the powder in a river. How very Moses-like is that? Moses did that.
Yeah, that is actually a very good suggestion, Lockbeard, and that's something that I am on board with that theory, and put it that way.
I said something really snarky to a guest.
Did you? What?
At
the last show?
I think it was at Roseburg. It might have been Eugene. I can't remember. But she come up to me, Lockbeard, you're gonna like this. She come up to me and she says, well, why on earth, if they've been around as long as we have, why haven't they made themselves known to us? And I just looked at her and I said, have you seen us? Oh, it's just like, and she honestly did not understand. And I said, we kill everything we see. We like ruin everything we
Oh,
touch.
yeah, that's one of the things that I talk about sometimes is, so if Bigfoot, and this is an if Bigfoot is Gigantopithecus or a descendant thereof, an offshoot of Gigantopithecus, here's Gigantopithecus, where this jawbone and the teeth were found of that creature were found and dated to 10,000 years ago on the edge of the Bering Strait. Well, 10,000 years ago, Paleo man was at the edge of the Bering Strait. Then the Ice Age happened and the Bering Strait became land, not ice, it became land, like dirt. And then we migrated from basically China, Russia, across the Bering Strait and came into the Americas. And later on, 10,000 years later on, they became the Native Americans and the South Americans and the way down on the bottom of Argentina Americans, you know. But another thing that's not really taught in history is within the first, what was it? The first, oh my gosh, I'm going to get the date wrong. I'm trying to think. What was it? The first 1500, or it might have been longer. The first 4,000. I think it was 4,000 if I remember right. You have to Google it. But anyway, within the first,
we can trust everything that's on Google.
Yeah, the first, I'm pretty sure it was 4,000 years. I'm trying to remember back. I mean, this was like I was in college. That was a while ago. But anyway, within the first 4,000 years of Homo sapiens, us being on this continent of America, we wiped out 4 species. 4. We did, personally. Killed them and ate them.
That would be an interesting topic. Why do humans hoard everything?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So if Gigantopithecus migrated with us and saw how deadly basically we were, and that's why they have avoided us for the last 10,000 years, because they actually watched us wipe out 4 species of animals and fight amongst ourselves and whatever. So why wouldn't you avoid us at all costs?
And thus, that is why they advised the Ojibwa nation to not have anything to do with those people coming over.
Yeah, there's a Native
It's
American
my favorite story.
Yeah, a legend about Bigfoot telling the Ojibwas not to have anything to do with white men when they showed up.
Anyway, so let's see. There's some interesting stuff here. I don't know what the boat building is all about. Is it boat building? I don't know. But World Big WBR says this. I agree. We found hair and possible other remains under a log jam in a river. It had upright markers on it, which made us curious. Summer 2019.
Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. Do you know what state that was in?
Yeah. Pop into the chat what state that was in. And
fun.
Lockbeard says this. It may be possible that they eat their dead, bones and all.
Okay, so scary point. Scary point.
Deer eat their own dead.
Deer eat their own dead. But no, one of the, about half of the Native American tribes in the nation, their word for Bigfoot translates to cannibal. In fact, I have a sneaking suspicion, and it's just my own thought, my own suspicion, that the Wendigo legend and that these are more of the southern tribes, is actually a Bigfoot legend too. So another one, skinwalkers, but that can be debated. But the Wendigo is another native term for cannibal, and so I believe that that's quite possible. They do their own dead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, How very Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Donna suggests that they may have some kind of emotional intelligence for wanting to. I think that means for wanting to conceal the bodies.
No, that could be
just
too,
to, like we honor, when
honoring the dead. Yeah, if they're family members, and they die. I mean, we're not the only thing that mourns dead things. I mean, elephants do by far.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it was
Montana. Oh, Montana.
Oh,
Ooh,
Montana.
I would go back to Montana in a heartbeat too.
We got an interesting story in Montana. I can throw this
We've
down.
got 12 minutes. So
we got 12 minutes, but this is going to be. We were actually hiking in the Bitterroot area of Montana. We were Bigfooting. We were out in the woods, and two things happened to us on that particular outing.
The first thing was the creepy thing.
Yeah, the first thing was the creepy thing. We were going up a trail, and we walk up and saw something laying in the trail ahead of us. By the time we got there, we figured out what it was. It was the hind quarters of a deer. Now, I know hunters quarter deer sometimes to pack them out and whatnot.
But not like this.
Not like this. There wasn't a blade mark on it.
This was like ripped.
It was literally ripped off the back end of a deer and laid in the trail in front of us. And it wasn't decomposed. It was
fresh.
Pretty fresh. There was that. Further up the trail,
we kept going.
Yes.
If we had watched the Blair Witch closely enough, we might have turned around.
Might have turned around there, but we kept going. Yeah, and we had our 10-year-old grandson with us too.
And our dog who wanted to eat the bone.
Yeah. So anyway, we were on up the trail, and then something. Okay, so here the forest went dead. In other words,
not a bird,
not a chirp.
Cricket, not a nothing.
Yeah, and then when we were walking, we could hear.
And by the way, hold on, Joe. This was in the Bitterroot Mountains.
Yes, it was in the Bitterroot Mountains. We were, where we were walking, just over the ridge on the other side. We were walking on the side of a ridge, and up above us on the ridge, over the top of the ridge, we could hear on the other side of that something walking, pacing up. And every time we stopped, it stopped. Every time we went, it went.
And it was like we could feel it shaking the ground. It was like, boom.
Yeah. Boom. And I had a good idea what it was, but we never saw it. We never smelt it. The only thing we found was the deer thing.
No, it wasn't a spiral fracture. It was literally ripped out at the socket.
Pulled out of the socket. Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. So.
And besides, and there was no blood trail.
No, there wasn't too. That it had been.
If it had been a deer that broke itself, I mean, no.
Yeah, deer don't break their legs completely off at the hip.
Yeah, so probably just a Sasquatch. Yeah.
So,
Raptor says that he doesn't think Bigfoot eat their own bones or any other kind of bones because they've got our teeth.
They do have our teeth, but I'm gonna. Scary thing.
They probably have a much stronger bite.
Right. Okay. So
because our teeth are made to grind.
Yeah, but we learned. I mean, we don't eat bones either. Humans don't, or haven't, forever. But I can put this in perspective. The reason Homo sapiens are as intelligent as we are, if you can call us that, is back in our early days. I'm talking millions of years ago. What made us so intelligent is the fact that we ate a very high protein diet, extremely high protein. Protein's good for the brain. That's why we developed the craniums we have now today, is because of our high protein diet. And that's because we were weak
and slow,
and we sucked at hunting, and we were pretty much prey for everything else, saber-toothed tigers and whatnot, you know, back in the day. We were scavengers. A lot of people think, oh, we were hunters, and then
We're the pinnacle of creation.
we weren't. We were pretty much scavengers, and we learned how to break bones open with rocks
And suck out that
and
marrow.
suck out the
Danny,
marrow.
You got it.
And the marrow is the highest protein thing on the planet.
And that is why we should all be drinking bone broth. Maybe if everyone drank homemade bone broth every day,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have the degree of
Yeah, that's it.
stupidity that we see.
Maybe, possibly. But
I said
yeah,
that
Papa
out
Craig
loud.
got it too, the marrow. But
More brains.
so that's how we got our intelligence. So if Bigfoot, and probably don't have the bite power that we do, but they do have the intelligence to break things with rocks, because they do throw rocks. We know that for a fact. Dale, who is probably on.
Dale had to go. He had to go. He said GTG a while back.
Okay. Dale had rocks thrown at him twice, I think. I've had rocks thrown at me and Pete in the Blue Mountains once. So there's that.
All right. Donna makes bone broth every week. When we come back to Vermont, Donna, you and I are going to have a cooking day in the kitchen just for fun. All right. Well,
Yeah,
we are 6 minutes.
That's it. Yeah. Lockbeard says we use tools instead of our canines, which is very true.
It's true.
That's what I just got done saying, basically.
Okay. Well, we
The
are.
long way around, because that's the way I do things.
Do you think they use bones as tools, or are the bones too advanced? Oh, I think they probably could use bones as tools.
I think they could. I think they use sticks and rocks, basically. World Bigfoot Radio said they've had acorns thrown at him.
Joe, I got to meet your wife.
Yep. I've had rocks.
Thrown at you by your wife?
What? That too. But
Oh.
yeah.
Flat Rock just said only had rocks thrown at me once, but many times at my video camera.
That's interesting.
Do you know what's interesting? I believe that Daisy knows that our dog Daisy. No, and by the way, if you haven't seen her cute new picture, go to my Facebook page, because she got a cute squatchy new bandana today. Anyway, she knows when I'm trying to take a picture of her, and she avoids it. She hates having her picture taken. It's so weird. And so if a dog can tell what's going on with that, certainly a Bigfoot knows what a camera is. At least in some.
And there's that theory that they can see the IR lights.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I think I can see the IR lights. If you look at them when they're on, there's a little glow. Anyway,
guess what, honey? I hate to tell you this, but we're 45 seconds out.
Okay.
Where
I was
are
reading
you?
this last one here. Raptor Crazy says, what's he say? At Lockbird.
If Gigantopithecus is a Bigfoot, they have teeth like ours, or we or them could not bite a bone and break it. It would break their teeth. Yep. Okay.
So, actually, Gigantopithecus. Oh, wait. I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in this real quick. We've got a few minutes. I'm going to do that. If you happen to look at the pictures, we know that Bigfoot has this big conical head. You know what I'm talking about? There's this cone head thing that Bigfoot has.
What were those aliens that had that? The cone heads.
The cone heads.
Wait, that was Saturday Night Live.
But that, yeah. but we know Bigfoot has this big cone head, and the reason that is because they have these massive jaw muscles that go clear up there, like gorillas and primates and stuff do, like primate apes have. So there's this possibility.
Sagittal crest.
Yes, the Bigfoot anthropologists Sagittal crest. Yes, that's the science word for it. Yeah, but I'm not being sciencey. Well, I'm trying to be sciencey.
It's
but
been a long day.
But my brain's not working today. But anyway, I've not
Hey,
had
Mama.
enough coffee, and I'm like one beer down. So anyway.
And we've had too many cookies.
Yep,
Too much sugar in
too
our
much
system.
sugar in our system. But anyway, so that sagittal crest is actually attachments for jawbones.
Oh, there's so much here. We're gonna have to cover it in another show. Like WBR just said that some of the huge males don't have that conical head, that they don't all have that crest. Oh my gosh. So we're talking about anatomical differences.
That's a whole show on its own.
Awesome. Thanks for the idea, dude. We'll get into that. So, but it is past the top of the hour.
Uh-huh. So, Lockbeard, I'm going to throw this out. I just saw that. You don't think Gigantopithecus is Bigfoot. I also do not think Gigantopithecus is Bigfoot, but that was 10,000 years ago. And 10,000 years ago, Native Americans looked like Chinese.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah. So they don't today.
Nope.
So I think it could be a descendant variation offshoot from that, but not
adaptation.
An adaptation, but not exactly that.
So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the bell, share this. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithms. I stole that from someone else. And remember, get the buttons up. Our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
And before we go, I want to let you know I am waiting for code, but by next week we will have a new t-shirt design up on squatchamerica.com. We forgot to tell you all about the merch, but please go buy our merch. And thank you, whoever bought whatever you bought. We got a deposit from Bunker Branding the other day, so we love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
keep how's it go? You keep watching and we'll keep squatching. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. I can't find the button again. It's going the wrong way.